What is up, geeks and geekettes? It's another episode of the Countdown City GeekCast. My name is Steady. With me on this episode is the man, the myth, the legend. You know him as JC.
Hey, everybody. Water. I had a margarita earlier today, which is a step for me. But yeah.
No.
We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later. And we also got the man behind the magic, the one and only Cowboys fan, Joe Garcia.
Yeah, I was already drinking before I got on air, so cheers.
Borracho.
Hey, I also got a bottle of Jim Beam in the back, so maybe we could take a celebratory shot before the show ends.
All right, so while JC's about to talk about what he's drinking, I am having, for the first time, an Imperial Red IPA known as Skeleton Crew, 11%. Red IPAs actually are my favorite. I came to realize this many years ago. So cheers to everybody out there.
So that comes in a 4-pack, right, Ted?
You're right, actually, yeah.
Yeah, because if it's 11%, it's kind of high.
By 9:03, Texas beers, baby. JC, tell us about this margarita, man.
It had been a busy weekend, especially yesterday with being a softball and baseball dad. My daughter's team, they had an end of the season fall tournament. They got seeded 5th out of 5 teams and battled all the way to the championship through a double elimination bracket. So we were literally at the park from 9 in the morning until 8 o'clock at night last night. And It was worth it to see how they played. The semifinal, or basically the losers final, went into extras, which in coach's pitch softball is, okay, extras. We start with 2 outs. You put the last 3 hitters on bases loaded, and you play it out. Wow. They did that 3 times before we had a winner. My daughter's team won by a run, so it was pretty damn cool to watch. And
that's amazing.
Lost in the championship to a select team that was really good, but they were even cheering for my daughter's team. And now they don't give trophies; they give championship and finalist rings. So, and those suckers are heavy. They're actually pretty nice.
I saw that. That's pretty cool.
It was pretty nice. So she's excited to get one. And we just decided today, let's go to Willie's. We haven't been out with all this pandemic going on. We haven't been out to eat in a while, at least consistently. So we decided to go sit in a restaurant, eat, and I had myself a El Jefe Margarita. It's actually one of those few drinks I can actually eat or drink on the rocks, and worth it. So I had my alcohol for the day. So now we got some high quality H2O in my custom cup that represents all my favorite teams here.
You said that, and I heard you say that in the Waterboy's voice, Bobby Boucher.
It's my high quality H2O right here. Straight from the water filter.
No, you got to drink it out of that special bottle. It was all blue and stuff.
We had to blend that day. Is that what you told your daughter? We had to blend that day.
I just love when they say special teams go wrong, just the kicker goes. Knows it. So.
Well, other than JC having a margarita for the first time in many, many years, I'm sure.
Yes.
It's also a very important week because it is the week that Ghostbusters Afterlife is dropping. I already got my Neutrona wand ready to go. Let's go ahead and...
I'm going to be honest. I didn't know what the heck that thing was. I just saw
something. I don't know. That came up. I was like, man, Ted's whipping it out here on screen.
What kind of show is this, Ted? This is a family show, man.
It looked wrong on so many levels.
You guys don't want to know. So I'm very excited, as are many other fans of the Ghostbusters franchise. Tomorrow I will be dropping a video. Well, I say tomorrow, but it'll be today. So this week I'm also doing a trailer reaction video with Brian, Ortiz, and Rob from the Ghostbusters of San Antonio group, a fantastic group that do charity work, that are huge fans of the Ghostbusters, obviously. And that video is going to be dropping this week before the movie comes out. Dropping also is JC. Welcome back.
JC ghosted us.
We have a great show for you guys that we're going to get to, I promise. We're going to be talking all about Disney Plus Day, the recap and the highlights, what we got, what we didn't get, and that's going to be interesting. JC and I will recap Young Justice Phantom episode 6, and we'll get into some geeky weekly headlines if there's time. But first, we are going to be talking about something that dropped today. It is the Halo series teaser video. We actually weren't privy to this until Joe dropped the bomb on us. So we're actually going to be doing a quick little teaser reaction video. That's how we're going to start today's show. I'm excited. This is probably also in line with the 20th anniversary of the original Halo Combat Evolved release. It's 20 years old, gentlemen. You guys feel old yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I say I feel old because I made a joke about VHS or beta in a group chat with all the softball parents, and none of them knew what beta was. None of them.
I mean, that's a little bit past before my time as well.
Oh, wow.
I'm just trying to say, like, I know what it is, but like,
Mhm.
I'm like at the cusp of like that. So yeah, I
I've
understand.
seen movies on that thing because my aunt would have a beta when she would babysit me as a kid. So, yeah.
Oh man, well, it is the 20th anniversary of Halo, one of the biggest game changers in all of gaming history. They're also celebrating by opening up the multiplayer beta for Halo Infinite. So if you're a Halo fan, get online right now. PC gamers, Xbox, I think XS gamers, console players. Halo Infinite multiplayer beta is up and running. I don't know how buggy it is. I haven't tried it out yet. I'm going to try it out later on tonight, probably. And that's going to be great. But for now, let's go ahead and pull up the teaser trailer for the Halo series.
Hello, Master Chief. Hello, Master Chief.
Oh my God, that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
I
that.
had to pause there for the gamer national anthem. Yep. So.
Absolutely. He looks glorious. That looks fantastic. So yeah, it definitely was a teaser because we got absolutely nothing out of it. But yeah, your general thoughts, Joe. You saw this first. What do you think, man?
No, I liked it. Everything from the music to the nice touch of 117, which is call back to Master Chief Petty Officer John 117. And then you get to see the scars, of course, because he was, in the super soldier, the Spartan program, and he was experimented on or altered, let's put it like that. So it was really cool to see the live action, iteration of Halo, come into the small screen, should I say, in Paramount
Absolutely.
Plus, because it was originally supposed to come out on Showtime, but now they're going to go ahead and switch it over to Paramount Plus, but it's still being produced by Showtime, but it's
Yeah.
coming out on Paramount Plus. I'm excited. I've been wanting to watch something like this for many years. They started producing it in 2019, but were forced to shut down because of the pandemic. So I'm excited that we're still going to get this. And this was just a teaser. I can only imagine what they're going to show us in the actual trailer itself. Are we going to see a banshee, a warthog? What are we going to see?
Puma.
So this has been one of those projects that has sort of been in limbo for like it feels like decades, really. Um, they talked about doing a movie first, and I guess that never got off the ground. And this is actually better in my opinion because now that you have a series, you really get the opportunity to take your time, tell a really detailed, epic story, an epic tale. And I do you want to go and do it from the origins? Do you want to go and do it based on the story from the original game? Or the origins of Master Chief. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but or you just tell a new story because everybody knows who Master Chief is. So it'll be interesting to see what story they put together and go from there. But
The
teaser was
series of
cool.
books was always good. Was also good too, Ted. I read those, and it tells you exactly like the origins of how they went and handpicked the children and all that to be part of the Spartan Project. And it was really interesting. I really dug the story. So if they can fit some of that in here, even better.
There you go. I like the suit. I like the suit. I hope the one thing is that the suit is actually supposed to be a little bit bigger than the average human. So I hope that the size of the suit is still kind of menacing. It's supposed to be oversized. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It can't just be a guy in a costume. It's got to be an actual sort of mech suit that is kind of really bulky and stuff. So I hope that they get that size sort of accurate. JC, your thoughts on the teaser, man?
Uh, pretty much what you guys said. I think I've enjoyed the fact that now I get more excited for TV series more than movies. I feel like with series you can do so much more, especially when it comes to video games. Like you need a series to really capture what games are about. And yeah, it's been long overdue. People have been talking about a movie for this or some sort of thing since the game came out 20 years ago,
Yeah.
and it looks great. I know the suit may not, you mentioned the suit. I don't think it's going to be as oversized as it was in the original game because reasons. It's hard to walk around with such a bulky suit, but at least from the teaser, it's great. It gets people excited. You recognize it immediately if you're a fan of the game, and I think it's going to be a really interesting watch. Um, I never played a game a whole lot. I played a little bit here and there because I was never good at first person shooters, but I remember how historic that game really was because for so many years, first person shooters were like best on PC. And for Xbox to launch with that as a launch title and to make a really good console first person shooter that so many modern console first person shooters are running the same engine off of, it's pretty damn cool. And it's long overdue for this series.
Still one of my favorite moments all time playing the game is the first appearance of the flood. It
Mm-hmm.
was I kind of wanted to say the first time I played like a horror style game or a horror style scene or element in a video game. I can't think
Yeah.
of anything that came before that really that was kind of like that. So just the epic cinematic style they did that entire moment in the game when the flood comes out of the woodwork, out of every crevice and every vent and every floor and every space you can imagine. Still one of my all-time favorite moments. Me and my brother playing side by side, just screaming our heads off like, "What is happening?" I'll never forget it. One of the glorious moments of all time. And so I kind of hope now mentioning that we have the flood element in this game, game in this series. Can you imagine? With how popular sort of the zombie genre has been for decades, and how it's sort of been dying out a little bit, I would say, even though there's still some new projects that have come around recently, movies as well as TV series, like Day of the Dead just dropped a couple of weeks ago, I think. What would it be like for them to bust out the flood, and how do you transfer that into a series? Because very easy to come off cheesy with those designs of those creatures, those characters. Even those little squid like guys that are like hopping around on the floor. And
Mm-hmm.
they're like kind of a mixture between a face hugger from Aliens and I don't know. So yeah, a lot to wonder, a lot to ask about. We got some time. I can't imagine they're really close to releasing this. It says 2022, but I would assume third quarter 2022. Not since we're only getting a teaser right now, we're at least 6 months away from it. I would say maybe more, 8, 10. Exciting though. Finally, Halo series, Halo project, anything really.
Mm-hmm.
Really stoked, really excited. All right. Something that we actually teased and talked about last week, but I don't want to start out by saying I'm completely like disappointed on how it went, but I will say that all of the information that we were given, I'd say half of it was maybe true regarding Disney Plus Day. Right now, we're going to go over sort of the highlights and the recap of Disney Plus Day. I'm going to start out by kind of sharing um, mostly what we got. So this is a shot of all of the projects that were released. Let's kind of start with the things we already knew about. We knew about Ironheart. Didn't get a whole lot from there. They just pretty much gave us a redone logo. We knew about Secret Invasion, another redone logo. What If Season 2 was already announced. So that was just kind of a rehash there.
She-Hulk,
Didn't
Miss Marvel.
didn't get anything. Well, hang on.
All right.
So I Am Groot. We knew about I Am Groot. Just a redone logo. Didn't get anything from there. And then we started getting into the things we knew about, but we got some information for. She-Hulk. We got a teaser, if you will, as a part of a scissor reel that Marvel released on Disney Plus only. If you didn't have Disney Plus, you didn't get a chance to see it, but we actually shared some photos, so you got a tease of what She-Hulk is going to look like. So we got the new logo and we got the teaser in the scissor reel. Then that also goes for Moon Knight. Moon Knight we already knew about, but we got another tease of Oscar Isaac as Moon Knight. Didn't get the full look again, just a teaser in the scissor reel. And so let's kind of pause there. Those are the projects we knew about. And oh, also Miss Marvel. My apologies. Miss Marvel. We knew about Miss Marvel and got a tease of that as well in the scissor reel. So those three specifically, we got new content of. Let's start with maybe those. Anything kind of stick out to you, gentlemen, regarding the sizzle reel that Marvel did? Anything that you can think of, or anything that really stuck out to you? Again, I'm gonna first say that I'm a little disappointed that it was only a scissor reel, and that it was only for Disney Plus members. Like a lot of people love Marvel, and if they didn't have it, they weren't able to see that stuff. Maybe they caught it, somebody uploaded on YouTube or something, but awkward that it was just something only Disney Plus members could see. Not saying that it's not likely, because it is a Disney Plus day that we're referring to, but it feels like a little bit of a letdown. JC, how do you feel, man?
Uh, Sign up for Disney Plus. I mean, it's not surprising. They wanted this stuff to be, you guys get the first news of it, and that's kind of where they went with it. So, but I think Disney knows it's going to be out there anyway. But if you want to be the first one to see it, just have our service for it.
Hmm.
I mean, it's not surprising to me. That's how they do business, you know. So
I suppose. Joe, what about you, man?
What surprised me the most is not so much the scissor reels, the sizzle reels or whatever, but that they really didn't have a lot of footage to show everybody.
Yeah.
And what that signifies to me is that a lot of these shows are still in some type of post production. They still have to clean up a lot of the video. So they presented what they had in front of them, which wasn't a whole lot. They had to show us something, because it is Disney Plus Day, something for you to get excited about. But I think this goes along with what's been going on with the pandemic. A lot of shows have stopped production and they have to start picking back up again, trying to play catch up. I mean, it's just kind of a sign of the times. And, I'm excited that, they at least gave us, a teaser as far as what's coming out. But one of the big things for me that stood out was the reboot or the continuation, should I say, or whatever they want to do, however they're going to do it, of X-Men 97. I was excited for that because I loved watching the show as a teen, on Saturday mornings on Fox. And here we go, it's coming back. So I'm excited about that. Want to see if they're going to still keep the old G, intro as far as the music goes intact with that as well. But either way, I was really excited. I like the little teaser that we got to of Miss Marvel. We also got to see, Bruce Banner interacting with the She-Hulk. That was, again, I liked seeing that. Didn't give us really a lot of stuff or a lot of information about Echo. What is it? What is it? What is this going to be about? Do you know, Ted?
So Echo is in the Marvel comics is the daughter of Kingpin. So
Mm.
this may be a spin-off of Daredevil in a way, but I think this could also tie to Hawkeye, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that was very surprising. I Yeah, let's see. Well, I am surprised that, again, like you mentioned, there wasn't a lot of content, and Disney Plus Day, I don't know how big it's been in the past. I think Disney Investor Day has been sort of the head honcho of their presentations. I guess when they're catering to their investors, they really want to save all the good stuff for that presentation, which is probably another reason why there was no major live streaming event like there is for Disney Investor Day. So that's probably why they just reduced it to just social media posts. I think either there's not enough content, or they saved it for their big events like Disney Investor Day, as well as Star Wars Celebration. Because, like you mentioned, we didn't get a lot of new content. We didn't get a lot of new Star Wars content, which was what we were expecting. Um, I'll talk more
Not
about
even a
it in a
trailer
second.
for Obi-Wan, nothing.
Yeah, and I'll talk about it in a second as well. So, like you mentioned, the new items that were the new shows that were announced were the live action ones, at least Echo, as well as Agatha, House of Harkness, which I'm gonna be down with. Like, that's such a fun character. They can do a number of things with Agatha. Whether or not it includes Scarlet Witch, I'm fine with. They don't have to put too many characters in there. I'll be good if they don't. And then everything else is an animated series that's new. Spider-Man freshman year, still supposed to be Tom Holland's Spider-Man, Peter Parker, just in the earlier days of his career, starting out as the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Marvel Zombies, a brand new project, supposed to be animated, not tied to the What If series. So anything that happened in What If is not supposed to tie to this project whatsoever. Should be pretty interesting. And then, like Joe already mentioned, the X-Men 97 reboot. And from what I hear, from what's being told and talked about, do not sleep on this project. Everything you can want and imagine, they're going to do. Bringing back similar or the same voice actors. They're trying to get as close as to the original designs as possible. They're going to bring back the theme song. Hopefully,
Oh,
it's a little updated.
thank God. No, leave it the way it is. That was
Well,
perfect.
listen, I'm trying to say, like, you can enhance it a little bit. Don't go too far away from it, but make the guitar a little heavier, make it sound a little bit more HD, give it more of a booming sound.
I like the way it sounded. That's what
Yeah, that's the
nostalgia,
nostalgia of
man.
it.
I
Yeah.
It
I I think they can update it a little bit, and I don't mind it whatsoever. As long as it's the same song, just
yeah.
update it a little bit, I'm down with it.
Well,
But
they had to buy
they're
the
supposed to
rights for it because it was copyrighted.
probably so. You know what else I heard, which I don't know if it's true, so I'm gonna say it, but do not quote me, is that this series is going to take place after the end of the original series.
Yeah, I read that too. That that's
Okay.
the plan. That's the plan, is to pick up where the other one left off.
Well, then I guess that's what it is. Because if you
Yeah.
and I both heard that, to me, that was the strangest thing. It's like, that's a lot of canon to follow.
Yeah.
That's a ton. It's a ton of canon. It feels like you're sort of writing yourself into a box there, whereas you can just really do anything you want if you just start fresh with a new generation. But if you want to go based on the canon of the original series, more power to you. I feel like it's a huge challenge to overcome, but go for it. Your
Yeah,
thoughts about that, Joe?
no, the series was great. In the 90s, you gave you everything from the Brood to Callisto, the Marauders, and I mean, you had everything. You had Omega Red, you
The
had
Phoenix Saga.
Sabretooth,
The Phoenix
Phoenix
Saga.
Saga. I mean, you had it all, and some of the most iconic X-Men characters: Beast, Wolverine, Jean Grey, Cyclops. I mean, Magneto. You name it, you had it in here.
Yeah.
And it was a great series when we were growing up, and even my kids now, they like watching it. And I have a movie that I picked up. I think it was at Half Price Books or something. It was a DVD, X-Men, Wolverine, and it was a little short movie. It might have been like 40, 50 minutes of a story of Wolverine drawn in that same, nostalgic style and all that. I mean, that's part of the allure. You don't want full HD, Ted. We want it to be a little blurry. I want my nostalgia.
You won't get it. You won't get it. I have a 4K TV, man, so even the blurs are
So
gonna
do
be
I.
sharp.
So do I, but I just, I still want them to kind of keep in that same style, Don't make it too HD. I mean, just kind of leave it the way it was. It was good.
The new art director has sort of a portfolio of X-Men characters, and I think they chose her for a reason because the design is very similar to the original series. So I don't think it's going to get too far away, but I do think it's going to be heavily influenced by the original series with a few updates, I think. So you'll still get the nostalgia, but it can't be exactly the same. You know why? Because if it's exactly the same, it will never be as good.
No, I don't want it to be exactly the same, but I want them to keep with the same soul of it,
It
you
will.
know?
It will. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Absolutely.
also, to add, they also included one Mr. Sinister in there as well. So
Mhm.
something we haven't seen on the big screen.
Yeah, man. JC, final thoughts on X-Men 97 or any
Um,
Marvel property for that matter.
X-Men, the one that sticks out to me, that was a big surprise, and I'm the fact that they're keeping it where the other one left off. I'm interested to see. Obviously, technology is advanced in real life beyond that. So whatever technology they were using back in the '90s, are they going to stick with that? Are they going to try and like accelerate this forward somehow? Who knows? But uh, I can understand they're going to make it now. It's going to be widescreen format. It's going to be high definition, but give it the same look. The music, leave it. I mean, I I don't want to play my retro video games on a widescreen TV and upgrade it. Give me 480i, give me a 4x3 CRTV, give me the scan lines. That's how I played them as a kid. That's what those games were built for. So that's how I prefer to play it personally when it comes to retro games. But uh, you know, just have the spirit of the original, and I'm interested to see how they pull this off. I mean,
I got to hear the music now that you all are saying that.
Previously on X.
there you go.
You
There you
beat me
go.
to it.
That's all we can afford. That's all we can afford.
You beat me to it.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
I was about to go there.
If we play any more than that, we'll probably wind up
I think it's
getting
like
banned or something.
I think it's like 5 seconds. I think we're allowed 5 seconds. So do it again, Joe. We only had 2 seconds.
Oh,
We got
okay,
three
let
more
me let
seconds
me
to go.
bring it back. Let me bring it back.
Bring it back. Bring it back, y'all. Bring it back. Here we go.
There we
I might
go.
just make that song a ringtone on my phone now. So I can hear it.
Is-
There we go. Bringing it back
I
again.
have that MP3 downloaded somewhere.
Previously
there's got to be a mariachi version of that we could probably play and get away with
Oh,
somewhere.
let me check.
We'll
Mariachi
find
Entertainment
that.
System might have one.
All right.
Which, by the
Are
way,
you-
Mariachi Entertainment System did just put a new album out called
Mm.
Ensho and Hyrule, and they took their favorite songs from the Legend of Zelda series, which is celebrating 35 years, and made a whole album just mariachi versions of Zelda music. So
That's cool.
check that out on Apple Music. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna watch this as a group. When they reboot it again, it comes out. I want to
Oh
see
man.
Jericho dressed as Beast.
His favorite homeboy is Gambit, so you might
I
have
was
to.
gonna say,
No way,
You'll
no
have a
way,
better
bro.
chance
his
of getting
son will
the
probably
Gambit.
be dressed as Gambit. To be honest with you.
No,
So.
he has to go as Beast.
It's just paint him blue. He
Just
already
paint
has
him
the
blue.
sideburns.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Just paint him blue, dude. He's good to go.
Wow.
While Jason's looking for that version, we also got some concept art of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Obi-Wan looking very grisly, but very epic. Vader, we all know that Hayden Christensen is coming back as Lord Vader. And we also know that these two are going to duel once more, and it's going to be the rematch of the millennia. Can't wait.
It's the
That's going
rematch,
to be
son.
exciting. I'm down. I think it's going to be great. I think they're going to
Well,
be
if it's
able to,
anything like part 3, I mean, come on.
which I liked actually. I don't think I hated. I actually was pretty impressed with part 3. So
I
I
was
think
too. I think it was one of the better duels that we got to see. That's why I'm like, if
It
we
absolutely.
get
was the
something
best
like
duel.
that, that was
Yeah, it
pretty
was.
damn good.
There you go. All right, well, on agreement then. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. They're good. They're doing it right by having them go toe to toe again. We're all excited for that. So they kind of had a behind the scenes featurette for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, and then they did a little bit behind the scenes for Boba Fett as well. There's also a brand new Disney Plus series, which is sort of a featurette on the Boba Fett series, the Book of Boba Fett series. So check that out. I haven't seen it yet. Probably watch it, talk about it leading up to the show. But
We
I'm
could do
excited
our
to
own Obi-Wan series. We could call it Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. I'll get down.
He-
Obi-Wan.
I'll be down. So notably from Disney Plus Day, a lot of the things that we were talking about that didn't happen, um, like Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer, which many people were saying was gonna drop, and it just didn't. And for no other reason other than I think they're just gonna save it for Star Wars Celebration.
Mhm.
It's the only thing that I can think of. I don't know why you don't
Well, why,
do something when
yeah.
everybody was talking about it.
Well, why would you want to do it on Disney Plus Day, which is not a lot of fanfare? Save it for the big stage, you know?
That's probably
Exactly.
why. That's probably why they did, because they figured Marvel doesn't have a lot of stuff to show us for Disney Plus Day. We can't do a major event live stream like we wanted to. That's probably what they initially wanted to do, was a major live stream for 4 or 5 hour live stream with all this content. And once Marvel was like, "We got nothing," they're like, "Well, fine then. We can't do any of the Star Wars stuff we wanted to do
I mean,
then.
if you're going to
It's
release
just
the
not
trailer,
worth
you're
it."
going to have to wheel out Ewan and Hayden, you know? You got to have them there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think if Marvel was the one that sort of like, "Hey, we really don't have a lot of finished, polished stuff for Disney Plus Day," they're probably just like, "All right, well, let's hold off then, and we'll reconvene some other time."
One of the things I kind of wanted to mention briefly was I was also excited about the sizzle that we got for Moon Knight. I was been waiting for this for quite some time. I was a big fan of Moon Knight growing up. I read the comic books. I loved it. And finally, we're going to start seeing our rendition, a live action rendition of Moon Knight. So I was really excited about that. Even though we just got a little taste, I know it's going to be a great series.
I agree. Oscar Isaac is a fantastic actor, and Marvel, they're killing it in their series right now. So I'm excited as well. JC, you can say something?
Mm. No.
Oh, I thought so.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. Just enough with the teasers. Like we getting teasers left and right here. Um, D23 seems like it's too far away for them to wait for that.
No, I don't.
Uh,
They'll probably. There was. When's the Star Wars thing you guys were talking about? That's like in a month, right?
Star Wars Celebration.
usually, I think it's usually March,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
D23 is in September. So
Yeah.
they might have to have something separate regarding Marvel, or maybe they just don't, and maybe they just release stuff when it gets released.
I'm gonna stay away for
Who
Comic Con.
Um, maybe there's a Comic Con
It's
in
coming
November
out. Star
later.
Wars Celebration was originally supposed to come out on August the 18th through the 21st, but
Yeah.
they moved it up now to come out May 26th through the 29th.
Okay.
Why do you not have it during Star Wars Day?
And
Probably couldn't do it in a
they should have
place.
had it on May the 4th.
They should have. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They should have.
Yeah.
All right. Well, regardless, still exciting. The content that we were given, even though not a whole lot of trailers. Few teasers, and then
You weren't excited, Ted, about the Chip and Dale reboot.
Oh hell
You know
yes,
what?
dude!
Come on.
So they did
Talk about a
release
theme song. Shit.
the Chippendale photo, and they also did a short video with Andy Samberg as well as John Mulaney. But what was more intriguing was in the photo there are two scripts on the table, and the top one clearly says Darkwing Duck, unless they are just trolling us. But I am way more excited for
It's Disney. They probably are trolling you.
a potential live action Darkwing Duck. And if you ask me, there's two scripts. One was on the bottom. You couldn't see anything that would have given you a hint. But the other major cartoon around that time, Rescue Rangers, Darkwing Duck, was Tailspin.
I want to see
Yes.
Tailspin, man. I
Oh,
loved
oh,
it.
oh, oh, oh.
Oh, 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 Tailspin.
My favorite episode of Tailspin was when Baloo got that pig and they were in the jungle and they were trying to go ahead and get truffles. And that pig was worthless, dude. And then finally they wanted the pig to do something and he whispers in the pig's ear, bacon. And it just went crazy, dude. I mean, that series was just so much fun to watch. It was
Blast.
hilarious, dude. Hilarious.
I don't know how you pull that off into a live action. Maybe if it's animated or computer,
I mean, they haven't really said if it is live action. It could be an animated. They brought.
Rescue Rangers.
Well, I'm thinking if we're saying Tailspin or Darkwing Duck,
Hmm.
Rescue Rangers we know is live action. Like, is that for sure?
I think we know it's live action. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, they brought DuckTales back as another animated series. So I mean, it's a little quirkier now, but it still has the same feel. The kids
That's
love
true.
it. You know.
I like the original more though.
Oh yeah, the original is still the original. That was like the heyday of Disney cartoons. You
And
had
that theme song, JC, come on, man.
oh yeah,
Dun, dun,
DuckTales,
dun,
woo. All those theme songs, Rescue Rangers,
Yeah.
Darkwing Duck, DuckTales, Tailspin.
Chippendale,
Yeah.
Rescue
We had the
Rangers,
best time. Like when we come home
Chippendale.
from school, I mean, we just turn on the tube and I mean, we had the best entertainment, the
Yeah.
cartoons and all that.
Absolutely.
Mhm,
Batman, the animated series coming home, I was like, damn, I got to see the next episode.
mhm.
Feel bad for kids these days not getting that kind
What a
of
time to be alive.
quality content.
It seems like a trend the good old Animaniacs started. Hey, let's bring this back. Everyone's like, oh, okay, I guess we'll bring this
Oh,
stuff
man.
back too.
Animaniacs and Tiny Toons, dude. It was the perfect match,
Match made in heaven.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Elmira was my favorite character from Tiny Toons.
I feel like at least with Tailspin, you kind of might have to do something live action, maybe CG. That the humor in that is very young adult,
Yeah.
It's not very much kids. Darkwing Duck, same thing, I think that was the thing. It's usually like young adult kind of cartoons. Chip and
It would
Dale
be
and
cool to see the sky surfing though, and CGI and stuff.
that would be kind of cool. That would be
Ooh.
really cool. And I'm curious to see, are they gonna follow the same storyline where he has his business, he gets bought out, and he has to work for what's her face again, or if they're gonna just come up with something all brand new.
Which one are you talking about?
Tailspin.
Tailspin?
Yeah.
Tailspin.
I will. If they do Darkwing Duck, they need to do the one where it was an alternate universe and he was all bad, like Thomas Wayne Batman.
Yeah.
Dude, that was some serious stuff, man. So much drama, so much intensity for a cartoon show, man. Like you were like, listen, that's why I think I'm so like in love with BVS. Like you got to see Batman be a bad guy, just like
Yeah.
I got to see Darkwing Duck be a bad guy back in the day. That was some heavy stuff, but that's just good writing. Seeing your heroes, fall every now and then, and
See a
you
different
gotta,
side of them. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but
It
that
was
Disney
martial
animation.
law.
Uh-huh.
Say what?
But that Disney animation, for being in the 90s was really well done. High
On
quality
point.
Yeah.
stuff, man.
Easy.
On
And
point.
the Rescue Rangers are going to be good. I mean, I hope it's still the same quirky Chip and Dale humor, and everything. That's.
You know what's cool about this though, Ted, is that your daughter's going to be able to enjoy all
Oh
this.
my god, yeah.
Same
Yeah.
thing with JC. His kids are small. They're going to be able to enjoy it. Something he's going to be able to pass on to them.
I
Just
mean, when they brought back Muppet Babies, my kids loved it.
oh God,
Yeah, it's the same theme
Man.
song too, a new character, but it was
Muppet Baby.
yeah. Yes, Miss Nanny. Yeah, the whole thing, and they brought it back. My kids enjoy watching it, and obviously now it's all Paw Patrol and Bluey and everything. The
Yeah.
Paw Patrol movie is
Ah,
actually Paw Patrol
turn that
movie is
stuff,
actually pretty good, but
turn that stuff off,
You
man.
want to see if they're gonna did they ever rescue that goldfish?
yeah.
I think you can get away with. My daughter's not watching Paw Patrol. She's not watching Bluey or anything like that. Like we're watching Ghostbusters, the animated cartoon from the '80s. Like
Okay,
Yeah, that's good
that's
stuff.
I
what
will say this: Bluey is actually pretty entertaining, because they even there's in jokes for the parents. There's even a
all
point where
right.
mom and dad are like trying to have a moment to themselves, having a nice moment, and the kids just come and interrupt. So this is really something that parents and kids could relate to on some level. It's just kids having fun and everything, and you know, you play the theme song anywhere you go, and the kids just start dancing. It's the fun part about
Yeah, I'm glad I don't have little ones like that no more because I don't watch all this stuff. Because I mean, for the longest time, JC, when we had kids, our kids were small.
Yeah.
We never watched like a live action adult movie, where
Mhm.
you had adults talking with other adults. It was always cartoons,
I don't know,
Yeah.
man.
animated stuff. If me and my wife got time to ourselves, we wanted to take a nap. We were tired.
I will say we did start the kids on the Harry Potter movies. They're
Well done.
focused.
There you
They're
go.
into it. Really good.
I
And
remember taking my oldest to go see Harry Potter in the theaters at Century South, the Mayan, and he was dressed in his robe with the little glasses and the freaking wand and all
yeah.
that. Yeah,
Harry Potter.
good
It's
Yeah.
stuff.
it's getting into the third one, and my daughter's watching it all into it, and it's like, okay, this is where it gets dark. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll show her Goblet of Fire yet, because that's where it just really turns. But
Oh, man.
that's my personal favorite.
That's
But
when
Yeah,
you're
they
gonna
get real
see
dark.
Sparkle Britches get dyed.
yeah, mhm.
Hey, but you know what's cool though? Like now that you're watching all this stuff with your kids,
Mhm.
there might be a trip coming up soon to Universal Studios.
Hey,
Well,
give it a year. Give it a year.
I'll say this quietly, but the surprise for the kids is on Christmas. We're
Oh,
taking
you
them to
told us.
Disneyland. Yeah, so
Yeah,
What? That's awesome.
we're
that is
telling them that we're
great.
telling all they know is that we're going to Phoenix for Christmas, and then we're telling them that day, hey, we're going to Cali. So
That's cool,
I've
man.
already made my appointment to get my own lightsaber built.
Yes,
I've already reserved that. So
well worth the $200.
oh hell yes,
That's
cannot
awesome.
wait. And by the way, all the food options that I can eat are in Galaxy's Edge. So I'm telling my family, hey, I'm going to eat here. Screw you guys. That's wrong.
You know what,
I
JC?
already
The
looked all
best
that up.
part,
Leave.
the best part about the whole thing is that you can order online and just go and pick it up. You don't got to be
Oh
waiting
yes,
forever.
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. Just I haven't been to Disneyland since '96.
I don't think they're going to be able to pull you away from Galaxy's Edge, bro. I'm telling you, man.
No, they won't. But then we are going to spend a day in Adventure Park, and I know my son's going to love.
Oh man, the place
Marvel.
that
Yeah.
you're gonna spend a lot of time with the kids in is probably gonna be the Toy Story area.
I'm sure, but
Oh man,
I think my son would really enjoy seeing Spider-Man web sling around at
Oh,
Marvel
I was about to
campus.
say the Marvel area, the Avengers training facility.
Yeah.
Seeing Spidey
be awesome, man.
sling
Swim
himself
sling.
across the sky.
Mhm.
Jesus, you seen those videos?
Oh, it's
Hey, but
amazing.
you got to stop for a drink at Uga's Cantina, man.
Ooga.
Oh, I'm planning to do it all. And
Yeah.
honestly, the only Star Wars nerds in my family are my wife and I. So we're like the ones that are probably going to enjoy it the most. Maybe
Yeah.
my brother-in-law, if we can get him away from my sister. Just, hey, let's go. But we'll see. We're excited.
You should
Lots of
hire a
levels.
tour guide. I know a guy named Ryan who would be a great tour guide.
I was
If
gonna
we
say,
were
not
going
a
to
movie
Orlando, I would definitely take him with us because he knows Orlando. He's
Ah,
not so,
Yeah.
Cali's a different thing, but
okay.
yeah.
It's a smaller theme park, but they still have a lot of other
Mhm.
things that they don't
Ton
have
of stuff.
at Disney
Yeah.
World. Yeah.
They do.
Ton of stuff. Even
And you
more
can
so
get the
now.
50th anniversary merch and then resell it to Ryan for a profit.
Hey, this one
That's
says
tempting.
Anaheim. This one says
Angela,
Disneyland, Ryan.
yeah, Angela just got her own lightsaber built, and they went to World, so she finally got
Oh,
hers
okay.
built.
Man,
Yeah,
just don't take the kids to the droid shop, dude. You're gonna drop some
that's all I
serious
want.
cash there.
Yeah,
I mean, just one droid.
Oh
Just
man, after all the accessories and stuff,
Just
don't come out more than the lightsaber. What do you want,
this
JC?
is where all the stimulus money's
Lightsaber.
going, people. Yeah, so
Daddy wants a lightsaber, not a droid.
So listen, I don't have a ton of geeky weekly headlines. By the time we're actually going to be dropping this video, there will already be a new Spider-Man No Way Home trailer out. And if you ask me, we'll probably get a few more major reveals in that one. So just know that there's a trailer coming out ASAP. Like we're doing this recording now, and it's not out yet, but it'll be out by the time you watch this. So
What
that's
was it
one
here for the last
headline.
for one of
Huh?
the last episodes? Did you all talk about the Morbius trailer?
Yeah,
Didn't we react to it or something or
think
watch it together? I thought we all did.
I don't
Mm-mm.
know. I don't know if we did actually.
No, because they had the new one that came out like not too
I don't
long
think
ago.
we talked about it. No,
No.
I
That was
briefly.
actually
I
really
think we
good,
briefly
man.
talked about it.
Yeah, that one's really good. Really excited to see this character, you know? And it looks like they're gonna have Keaton's Vulture make an appearance in here as well.
Yeah, that is
We,
intriguing.
we did briefly talk about it because I'm just like, what the hell are they doing? Has every reference from every iteration of Spider-Man in it.
I
It
think
doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
I think
Don't
this
try to make sense
next
of it. I'm gonna throw it out the window. There's nothing that makes sense. There's no potential reasoning for any of this stuff.
Morbius is gonna be better than Venom. I'm already saying it now.
Probably so. I
probably,
can see
but
that.
I will say this next Spider-Man film, everything will make sense after this film. There's
Well,
something that's going to happen that is going to spawn some whole new thing.
You know what? I'm starting to just probably lean towards Sony doesn't always have the best ideas.
That's why they're letting Disney handle this.
I think so, but I feel like Sony has their hand or foot in it in some fashion.
well, all you have to say is just remember Fantastic Four, which was not a Sony product, but
Fox.
yikes.
That was Fox. Fox
That was
doesn't
Fox.
I'm
Fox
just
doesn't
saying.
do anything right. And the
Exactly.
only
Well,
thing that they did do right was Deadpool, but that was mostly Ryan Reynolds. Don't even
and
give
the
Fox
X and some of the early X-Men movies and some of the new
the
ones.
first one,
Oh,
maybe the
that's
second.
another thing we
No,
didn't
the
talk about
second one
that they
too.
showed at Disney.
I said maybe the second one too. Yes,
Okay, Days of
and
Future Past was
three.
great. First
It was
Class
all
was
right.
great.
That was
That
good.
was
Good one.
okay.
No,
And then they didn't make any sense after that.
Days of Future Past was really good.
Yeah.
We're, we're not gonna have time to talk about all that.
Yeah. The one that dropped the bomb is the last one, the Dark Phoenix.
There
Dark
was
It
a bunch
wasn't
of
as
drop the bomb.
it
X-Men
wasn't as
Origins
bad
Wolverine.
as people said it was, but it wasn't all that great either. It had some moments in it.
That was very safe.
Yeah.
It was
But
a
we
very
didn't talk
safe
about the
movie.
Fantastic Four that they
Don't
kind of
forget Logan. Fox did do
Yeah.
Logan. So
Yeah, I wonder why they got that one so good. They got that one so right.
because they got rated R when they realized it could work in a comic. So,
That's yeah. There you go. They made it a good movie because all they had was Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart. It's like how
Mhm.
can you go wrong? We're just having those two guys on the screen the entire time.
Yeah. The
That's
acting power right there,
that's
you
the
know?
formula for success right there.
And I like the other guy. I forgot his name though, the character. Well, he goes, "Well, I do declare it's the Wolverine."
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, one of the
You're asking about
Reavers. One
Blob,
of the
right?
Yeah, one of the Reavers was talking to him. You
Oh,
know, like I'm a big fan, whatever. Like, yeah,
that,
right.
that film also introduced us to Daphne Keane, who amazing actress too. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
they're filming season 3 of Dark Materials. She's Lyra, and
Don't
waiting.
don't go down that rabbit hole with Ted. You don't like it.
He likes him. They grow on him.
I like it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Ted, not so much.
I knew Ted was going to pull this up though.
Hey, so listen. This week we're celebrating the release of Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Mhm.
And if you are like me in your late 30s and a big fan of the Ghostbusters, at one point in your life, you probably drank something known as a high C ecto cooler. And you've been waiting for decades for that delicious, crisp, sweet drink of a cooler to make a comeback. And boy, are you ready because it's coming back, just not in stores. News broke out earlier today that the High C Ecto Cooler is going to be given away to, I guess, be one of the lucky ones who can possibly win some of this delicious, brilliant, crisp green liquid of a drink, go over to the Ghostbusters Instagram page for your chance to win some Heisey Ecto Cooler. Apparently, there's some sort of legal issues why they can't resell the damn thing. So they can't sell it, but they can give it away. So this is probably the closest we're ever going to get to actually getting the Ecto Cooler back for good. So, anyways, good luck to those who have a chance potentially to win some of that.
Maybe we should make some Ecto Cooler beer.
You know what? You don't have to. I'm a big beer buff, and there are probably a handful of breweries. I'd say probably like a half dozen across the country that have already made a version of their own Ecto Cooler beer. Most of them come in a sour beer format, which is my favorites. I'm not drinking one right now, but I love sour beers. And so I think there might be one, maybe two in Texas that make a version of the Ecto Cooler, but they're not close. That's the only bad thing. There is a brewery in town that makes a marshmallow stout, and it's sort of Ghostbusters themed, Stay Puffed themed, if you will. I don't want to guess which one it is, but it's one of the two that I mostly drink from. I just can't remember which one exactly. But there's a Stay Puffed Marshmallow Stout in San Antonio. And I'm not even a big stout drinker, but I try that one.
I like stouts. Stouts are good. Those are
Stouts
porter.
are good, but I don't go that far dark or heavy thickness that or
You
stuff like
like
that.
that milk stout?
No, not really.
Yeah, one of
I
my
I'll
favorites.
I'll drink them. They're just not my preference. My preference is this is as dark as I get. Red ales is as
I like
dark
the
as I
dark. I like
normally
the
get.
dark Guinness, and I also like the beer. It's called Nitro Beer from the Left Hand Brewing Company. They make a really good milk stout. And so does Twin Peaks. When I used to go there, they made a good milk stout called the Naughty Brunette. But the service went downhill, and I just bounced.
Naughty brunette, isn't that no? That's
That's Twin Peaks.
okay because
No, that's Tiffany's, bro.
No, they have the Naughty Brunette. I promise you at Twin Peaks.
They probably have one at
BJ's
Tiffany's as
BJ's
well.
Brewhouse. That's the
BJ's
brunette.
would have one, wouldn't they? Naughty Brunette. BJ's.
BJ's
Okay.
Brewhouse is
This,
the
this
brunette. I
show's
thought.
taking a turn, you fucking purse.
Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ.
We'll talk about that later on. But
Okay.
yeah,
About beer.
that's
Sure you are.
really it for the geeky weekly headlines. We're really just waiting for this new trailer for Spider-Man: No Way Home to drop,
Mhm.
and that's pretty much it. Disney Plus Day was really the major item that we've been waiting to talk about this week. Next up, though, is an additional episode of Young Justice Phantoms. Joe, you're welcome to stay, man, if you want to, or you're welcome to bail if you need to. Let me know,
No,
man.
I got nothing to add to this, dude. I'm gonna bounce. I don't.
Cool, man.
I haven't watched one episode of Young Justice yet, but I plan on binging them like Jericho is famous for during the Thanksgiving holiday.
Absolutely. Well, then, Joe, I'm sure I'm going to see you later this week. Hopefully, we watch Ghostbusters together, man. And then
Yeah.
next week, Joe and JC, hopefully, and I will be joined by the Ghostbusters of San Antonio, and we will be reviewing Ghostbusters Afterlife in all its glory. Cannot wait for that. So appreciate it, Joe, man. We'll definitely see you again later this week because I know there's a ton of things going on, and I can't wait for Ghostbusters. You know that.
Yep. So
Star
see
Trek
y'all later.
Discovery Thursday
Oh
too.
yes.
Don't forget.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ted needs to catch up. He ain't even seen the first episode.
There's so many good shows to watch right
There's
now.
a
It's not
lot.
easy.
There's a
It's
lot.
That
not
one
easy.
is one that you once you start watching it, you're gonna get intrigued and you're gonna stick around.
Oh fuck yeah,
The
dude.
Challenge All Stars just dropped. I mean, come on, Joe. What do you want me to do, man?
I would
That's why
watch
Paramount
that.
Plus is worth getting if you haven't gotten it already. It's
Yeah,
definitely
you
worth
can
it.
watch them all. You can watch them all.
There you go.
All right, guys. I'll talk to y'all later.
There's
Peace. Cool. And then there were two.
yes.
I'm going to quickly do a summary of Young Justice Phantoms, episode 6, titled Artemis Through the Looking Glass. but I think I speak for both of us when I say not a whole lot going on in this episode. Not to say that it was bad, not by any means. I
No, they're
think this is
building up to something.
definitely a setup for what's to come.
Yeah.
So, Steady's summary in 3, 2, 1. We open on Artemis asking Jade for help regarding the 2 defected League of Shadows members. Jade agrees to interrogate the 2 who give her their story. Lady Shiva hires Black Spider and Rictus to retrieve Cassandra Savage. A battle ensues. And during the battle, Lady Shiva shows up and holds Orphan hostage, demanding a trade for Cassandra Savage. And also, sort of as a subplot, I think really just to kill time, Gar is still sort of in a really low place after the fall of the Connor, or
Yeah.
at least the temporary fall of Connor. And then we'll talk about the mid-credit scene later. Don't bring it up yet.
Okay.
But yeah, so again, not a whole lot. We keep getting this flashbacks between Jade and Artemis, which is fine. It's interesting to kind of see how tough their childhood was, especially Artemis, because she's training at such a young age, but I assume Jade sort of went through the same deal. But I'm actually starting to I know we talked about who should we trust, Savage or Onyx. And I think I'm starting to lean towards what if they're both telling the truth?
I'm
You?
saying, what if they're both lying? And this has been a setup to where they're trying to infiltrate somehow. I had a feeling they're working together some way. I thought maybe they're trying to break down Artemis's barriers here, and they're trying to, get that somehow. That was my guess. I like how you went that way with it. So
You know
yeah.
why? And the only reason why I'm thinking that is because what's to gain? What's to gain if you have both of them trying to infiltrate the team, and so far all you're getting is Tigress? I feel like that's not enough. That's not enough to put 2 moles into play. So, to in my opinion, and this is not a knock on Tigers by any means, Artemis isn't enough. So, who's the target? It can't be just Artemis.
No.
Grayson's more important than Artemis. Anybody in the Justice League is more important than Artemis. So, I mean, Miss Martian's more important than Artemis, to be honest. Again, not a knock on Artemis. I'm just saying, if you're going to put a huge villain plan into play, what's your end game? It can't just be Artemis. And so, what are they really trying to get at? That's why I think that the only thing that makes sense is they're both sort of telling the truth, or at least in their heads they're both telling the truth. They could just be decoys, they could both be getting played,
Yeah.
they could both be being used by the League of Shadows and just not be aware of it. And that's also a way for them to pass any sort of lie detector test, is that in their heads they are being genuine and truthful, but in reality they're either microchipped, or they're being followed, or they have implanted explosives in them, or I don't really know. But I do think the 2 of them are telling the truth now.
Yeah. And it's also possible they just they're being used, like you said, like the league told, did certain things to make them want to defect, but they're your decoys, like you said. My thought is, why attack now? Well, the team's pretty fractured. The team's pretty upset losing Connor, and
All right.
we don't know where Connor's body is. Like, is his body the end game? Put him in a Lazarus pit and bring him back, like they're doing with Jason Todd. So what is the end game there? That's the mystery of it. So I don't know. It's they're doing such a good job of hiding what the true intentions are for the League of Shadows this season. But
Your thoughts on the orphan reveal that she is the daughter of Lady Shiva?
oh wow, crazy. It's one of those, like, man, it's a small world kind of moment things, right? So how this is all intertwined. It's definitely a deeper thing. She's more important now than just kind of the muscle or of that group. So and Artemis practically going alone with no backup to try and save her is ballsy.
That's not a good thing. Well, she didn't go alone, right? She went with
She went with Jade, right?
yeah.
Yeah, but she didn't call like anyone else's help.
Oh, I got you.
And obviously they discover that if they're going to follow in, maybe that was the trap they're setting all along. Who knows? Uh,
Yeah, so it's really interesting that they are sort of they made Orphan the daughter of Lady Shiva, and it puts a whole new component, a whole new layer to all this stuff. Is Orphan a mole who never spoke? Like
that's possible.
really, that's another possible. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm just
Mhm.
saying, I wouldn't be surprised if they neither one of Onyx or Cassandra Savage are the moles, but then Orphan decides to like reveal herself and she's a mole herself. And what I don't know what the end game is for the League of Shadows. Like maybe it's Jade, maybe because they're already pissed off at her.
Right.
I don't know if it's Artemis. I can't imagine why it would just only be Artemis. That wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to me. So I mean, yeah, she kind of infiltrated the light and did all that, but it still doesn't seem like it's enough for them to put this whole huge plan into place just for her. What are your thoughts about Artemis dating again, getting out there? She's finally sort of healed.
Uh, it's been how long?
Yeah,
I mean, it's about time, right?
I suppose.
Yeah, it's been a God, years have passed from now, so it is nice to see that she's finding a way to move on. But you know, how far along she's moved on, we'll see. She's getting out there, but then she's lost a really good friend too. So she has the worst luck, and I'm at a point where I just feel horrible for her. You know,
What the heck is this mid-credit scene?
I
Before
really
before
okay.
I tell you anything, before I describe it,
Mm,
just tell me what you're taking away from it, because it's meant to be ambiguous for
mm.
anybody watching. It's really meant to be ambiguous. I think you're not supposed to understand, so I don't think we're supposed to pull anything away from previous seasons or episodes. So, just in your opinion, what the hell is going on?
My first thought is they never did this much for Wally. They never mourned him as much as they have Connor. And that just
Ooh,
tells me his story is not over. I'm holding hope that he's not dead.
yeah,
Why did you would think obviously they're mourning that he's gone, but why are they making a deal with this with the credit scenes? Some of them are humorous, but this one, are they looking for a way to bring him back? Or is Artemis really going to infiltrate the League of Shadows because she wants to use Lazarus Pit there for Connor? You know, what is I don't know. I feel like his story is just not over yet. There's something interesting going on as to why uh, we haven't seen Megan. We haven't seen anyone involved with that since it happened.
yeah.
Mhm.
Um, I I don't feel like there's any other way to do this other than to share what exactly we're referring to. This
Uh-huh.
is very confusing to me, and I don't know if you folks at home feel that way.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna just go ahead and share it now. So this is the only still, right,
Yeah.
that we see. I think it's a little bit cut off on the edges,
Mm.
but this is the gist of it. We get a voiceover that I'm not going to play because I don't want to get hit from HBO Max or
But
anybody.
it's a line from Alice Through the Looking Glass, Alice in
Yes,
Wonderland. Yeah.
yes.
So Tale of Two Cities, Alice in Wonderland. What does all this mean? What story is she going to read from next episode?
Help me out,
Mhm.
okay? Either in the photo or the person looking at the photo. Number one, those two individuals aren't the same,
It
right?
doesn't look like it. What were those? What was that one season where they Those little creatures that were on like would speak through your brain or something when they attached to you. What were they
Oh
called?
gosh. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That's
That was the first season.
yeah, that's what one of these guys looked like. So wouldn't they have been in
Okay.
this? Wouldn't they have been in the same lab that Connor was created in?
Yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
The other thing is this isn't McGann. Neither one of these individuals is McGann, right?
No, not that I can tell.
Okay. That's what's the most curious about this photo. So Rose, Superboy Bear, Candle, most likely a female here,
Uh,
not McGann. There's nothing in this photo that leads me to believe this is McGann.
not at all.
And I don't know what this deal is. Did you get a read on anything back here?
I can't barely see it.
I know it's hard to tell in this shot here, but
Yeah.
um the only thing that really stands out to me are these black and red stripes. Um Initial thought, I hate to say it, it's very Harley Quinn esque. So I'm not trying to say this is Harley Quinn. I just noticed there's like a red eye right here.
I can't see where your mouse is clicking. So.
It's right. I'm trying to get okay, boom, right here. Are
Yeah,
these are it's either oh, this is so crazy. These are glasses maybe? Or this is some sort of alien being.
mask or something.
I can't tell.
Yeah.
Look, and I definitely don't know who this is. These hands, I think I know who you're talking about. There was that creature from Star Labs
Yeah.
who's sort of the ringleader of everybody. That could definitely be that person. Then maybe this is a character from Star Labs that was being held captive,
Right.
potentially.
They were kind of forced to be like the labor force and everything like that. Remember that?
Yeah, definitely.
So,
Okay, so weird. The only thing I'm really taking away though is that this individual is infatuated with Connor,
uh-huh.
but how that plays into anything, not a clue. This doesn't look like a human. I'm just saying, doesn't look like a human person. I don't know what this is. A tusk? It doesn't look like hair. So bizarre. Okay, I think that's that. So definitely, I think it's somebody who's infatuated with Connor. Why it's important enough to put into a mid-credit scene is beyond me, unless this person has something to do with Connor's return. Doesn't necessarily mean Connor's resurrection. He might not be dead. I don't
Right.
think he is. I think he was transported away somehow, but I don't know exactly. Either way, if you have thoughts about who this person is, who this individual is, let us know in the comments below. We want to hear your thoughts about Young Justice Phantoms episode 6, titled Artemis Through the Looking Glass. Let us know what you thought about it. Haven't seen titles yet for the upcoming episode, so I don't know exactly how the secret code is going to look.
Yeah, I
We
haven't seen
will
it either. So
we will find out. All right. Listen, thanks again for joining us on this week's episode of the Countdown to the GeekCast. Again, we want to hear from you. What was your most favorite announcement from Disney Plus Day? Let us know what you thought about Young Justice Episode 6. The Halo series teaser. Does that get you hyped? Does that get you pumped? Let us know in the comments below. And then finally, Rejoice Ghostbusters Afterlife is dropping in just a few days. Be sure to hit up your theaters. Be sure to take your family, your friends. Stay safe. Wear a mask if you get a chance. And enjoy. We gotta turn it on. All right, I'm gonna go bust some ghost. My name is Steady. With me on this episode is a man, myth, a legend. You know him as JC.
Genomorphs. Just looked it up. That was a genomorph looking at Connor, by the
I
way.
think that was the head one, yeah.
Yeah. So
But
that's
he
perfect.
looks slightly different because he had two horns up. This guy looks like he has like
Yeah.
maybe a mohawk.
I have to look at it more. But yeah, thank you again for watching and listening, everybody. Check out the WrestleCast this week. We'll talk all about Full Gear, which was a great pay per view. Talk a little bit about Impact and WWE. And if you don't get to next week, because I know it's Thanksgiving next week, have a safe Thanksgiving with your family, everybody.
Absolutely. And next week we'll be reviewing Ghostbusters Afterlife with members of the Ghostbusters of San Antonio. Cannot wait for that episode. We're hyped. We are ready. It's exciting. It's finally here. And thank you all for joining us. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Go ahead and share the show. Why don't you? Anything you want to do, we're all here for it.
You're having too much fun with that.
Have a good night, folks.